Good morning and welcome to another Tuesday tour. It's John Sautter and April Hollider with her production team behind the camera. And today we're going to be talking about the browsing room. So we're in the east end of the Union building. On the main floor, you see the east entrance, you see Boiler Station, where the Purdue Alumni Association is now located. As you're seeing this, it's May 21st, but I can tell you this is a recording. Because of logistics, we have to do it that way. So as you're seeing this, commencement was about 10 days ago, but 10 days from now, demolition starts in this entire area. So as a part of the renovation of the Union Club Hotel, as well as this area out here, which is going to be, as we understand, a restaurant facility, all this is going to be demolished. And so we thought we would offer you this historical perspective of use of this part of the Union building. So we're in front of the Welcome Center, although in 1936, this addition was put on the Union building and it became the browsing room. So if you were here between 1936 and the year 2000, you might have stopped in the browsing room or the music room and listened to some records or something. So we're going to look around a little bit and try to bring back some of those memories for you. But we can show you, as you look into this entry space here, that's actually the side of the building in 1924. That's where the building ended. All of this was added on after that. So now we're in the Welcome Center. Today it's called that. Back then it was the browsing room, and you could stop in here. Many of you did. It was a nice quiet space. It used to be called the quiet room, I think, also. But you could stop in here and pick up some books to read. We actually had a music room where you could listen to songs on the Victrola. In fact, the very spot that April is standing in, here's a nice photo. This kind of shows you a little bit of what it might have looked like back then. With the bookshelves and the easy chairs and the places to kind of sit and relax between classes. When this was converted to the Welcome Station, they actually kept one small corner here looking as it did back in 1936. And that's where we had the different shelves with the different topics of books available. So this was all fiction. This was travel. This might have been travel essays. I think those are the original tags. And this one was international policy and sociology. So this is where you could grab a book or so and sit and read it in this beautiful facility with beautiful windows. In fact, from this perspective right here, we've got a picture, and this is the very spot that we're in. So if April has a shot of that, there are the students sitting and reading. A little bit posed, I think, but this is the spot that they would have been in here in the browsing room. So a lot of history involved with the Union building, and again, when they converted it, they kept this portion to kind of remind us with that beautiful paneling involved with all that. But then next door was the music room, and we'll go have a look at the music room. This would have been the music room, and so here's again a photo. So you can see the photo right there. There are students listening to records, and that would have been in this room right here. And so we can say hello to Cindy, hello to Jan, wave to the camera. They're the folks that were at the Welcome Center, where we are now. Here's a record that might have been played. Actually, I found an old Victrola record, Hail Purdue. It's actually dedicated for a Victrola, and it's Al Stewart and the Glee Club singing Hail Purdue and the Purdue hymn. All we need now is a Victrola to play it on. Maybe you have one out there. We'll work our way over here, and I want to talk about what happened to the space then after it was the browsing room. In the year 2000, it was actually converted to the Ringel Gallery, named for Robert L. Ringel. Bob Ringel was the Dean of HSE, Humanities, Social Science, and Education, for about 13 years in the 80s or so. And later on in the 90s, then he became the Vice President for Academic Affairs and the Provost of the university. He was actually a highly regarded audiologist and speech scientist, a professor in that particular school. And he was a provost, a great guy. In fact, we were in the cabinet together with the president, and he and his wife Estelle were great members of the community. They had two boys that went to the high school. My wife taught them English as they went through school, and it was that real family feeling back then. But when he retired from the provost position to go back to teaching, they wanted to recognize him and his efforts, And so this became the Ringel Art Gallery. And from 2000 to 2013, all the space was converted. Most of the shelving that we just left had a facade put in front of it to kind of save some of it. But it actually became an art gallery then. They needed more space than that. Eventually, the Ringel Gallery was moved to Stewart Center when the Visitors Information, now called the Welcome Center, moved into this space. And so this might be the space where more recently you might have come for your admission tour or to get information about Purdue or to pick up brochures or all those very, very helpful things that Cindy and Jan do to greet visitors as they become acquainted with the campus. But this is all going to be changing, as I mentioned, in about 10 days or so. This is all going to go away, as is Boiler Station. The new location, you should remember, is now going to be over in Stewart Center, first floor. As you enter the building, it's on the left. For many of you, you may recall that was a computer lab for many years. That space will now become the temporary space, we understand, for the Boiler Station and the Welcome Center. And admissions will be doing a lot of their tours out of that, all tours now. If you're interested in campus tours, you contact the admissions office and they'll be happy to arrange any kind of tours you might need, both internal to Purdue, external to Purdue, folks that are coming to campus. That'll be the location over there. So we wanted to give you that kind of perspective to talk about what this space was, how it was changed, what it is today, and how that's all going to go away and to a new location. And things have to keep changing at Purdue as we continue to improve. And you can even see outside the new gateway is nearing completion. As you're seeing this, it probably is completed in the front lawn of the Union Building. Just a beautiful location. You'll have to make sure you come back, get a picture out there as you look around. So that's our offering for today. We hope you've enjoyed it. Tune in a couple of weeks. We'll have another one for you. Hail Purdue.